10,000 Koen versus 1 million Koen. How much does key price really dictate the loot in Arena Breakout? We grab cheap, mid-tier, and high roller keys, hitting the most dangerous maps to find out. We'll rate the loot and the difficulty to judge if the cost justifies the price. For the first map, we're starting with Far. Perfect spawn, just a couple of steps away from the house. Since this key location is now located in a busy area, it's not that hard to get to the house if you play cover and time your pushes well. This house key only costs about 10,000 Koen. Let's see if even the cheapest keys can pay off. I'll give the house a 0.5 out of 5 in terms of how hard it is to open. The loot was not that great, but to be fair, the key isn't that pricey. But with a couple of jackets, tabletops, and drawers, you're bound to find something good in these spots. Taking that into consideration, I'll give the house key a 2 out of 5 for loot potential. That's one key down. And thanks to our luck, the next one isn't far. Next, the 38k loading area key, a mid-range gamble or option. Will it be worth the investment? If I were to rate how hard it is to reach this room in the loading area, I'll give this POI a 3 out of 5. The loading area weapon room wasn't bad, but now I see why players don't usually go here. It's a hotspot, meaning Ajax and his squad spawn here sometimes. Loading area is the busiest area on the eastern side of the map. It holds the crash site, which is the usual route players take when extracting. It also connects all the way to the northern area of Villa, making it a power position for locking down teams. A 2 out of 5 for loot potential, just because it doesn't have many containers inside. And you're better off killing Ajax if you bump into him.
Oh, nice! We got the best spawn for Motel guest room.
This is the one. The million Koen main guest room key we risked it all for. High price, hopefully high reward. Opening the room, it's either go big or go home. For loot potential, I'll give the main guest room a 5 out of 5. Miss one safe, you've got another chance at the other.
Oh, I told you guys, I told you.
I'll give the main guest room a difficulty rating of 4.5 out of 5. Getting to the motel is the easy part, but surviving there, it's tricky. Even without the boss, you're bound to meet bots and lots of players going to the motel who have the same idea as you.
Oh! Boom!
We go to the next map, Valley. Not a fan of port spawn, but I have no choice but to work my way to the beach villa as safely as possible.
I want to try going for that kill.
For safety, I'll give the main bedroom a 2 out of 5. If you spawn in East Valley, getting to Villa is usually easier than from West Valley just because of how less exposed you are. Nearly 180,000 Koen for this main bedroom key. Expectations were high. I know you need luck when it comes to looting, but the main bedroom, it was disappointing. For loot potential, I'll give it a 3 out of 5. There's not much to loot inside, but you might find something good on the tabletops or even the footrest if you're lucky.
Next up, Abandoned Shack.
For difficulty, I'll give the Abandoned Shack a 3.5 out of 5. You're out in the open and the area is usually swarmed by stationary and patrolling bots. Just a 4k key for the Abandoned Shack. Can pocket change actually surprise us?
A gun. MDR, let's go! A book. Type 7.
For loot potential, it gets a solid 2.5 out of 5. The next room we're about to open isn't far from here. Small factory. Lots of bots, but they're not a threat. This 42k file room key isn't breaking the bank. Let's see if this mid-tier gamble pays off.
What do you have? No way. The Abandoned Shack has more loot than this. Yeah. It is now confirmed, guys. Abandoned Shack is the best key in the valley.
For loot potential, I'll give the file room a 1 out of 5. Raiding time for Northridge. the dirt cheap 3K C115, the 41K manager's office, and the pricey 235K reception room. Did the value line up with the cost?
Okay. Our first room. I see. Oh, bummer. First, if I remember correctly. Okay, just got ratted. But I don't care. I'm gonna loot. Pass.
Since the manager's office and reception room are in the same building, I'll give them both a 1.5 out of 5 for difficulty, while C115 gets a 1, being the easiest and safest. The rooms are near the entrance, but most if not all of the time, there are bots outside who let you know if players are incoming, giving you enough time to prepare. For loot potential, I'll give the reception room and manager's office a solid 2, just because of how compact the rooms are, while C115 gets a 0 out of 5. I don't think the room is meant for looting, but more as an extra hiding spot to heal up.
Wow, okay. We're opening director's key. Director's room.
Now for the director's office. A nearly $500,000 Koen keycard. This needs to be stacked, right? For the director's keycard, I'll give it a danger rating of 4.5 out of 5. It's usually the first place teams go, even though spawning way back in the general's office. If you loot slow, you're bound to get trapped. 5 out of 5 for loot potential. Gun racks, cabinets, and an accessory case make it a high value room. Not to mention the whole office just outside of it. While the backstage key is just 12K, pretty much only worth it as a shortcut.
Ta-da!
The backstage area is the safest with a rating of 1 out of 5, and a potential loot rating of 1 since it's only meant for shortcuts.
Oh no. Oh! Oh my god! Oh my god! Sheesh!
The storage room key costs around 76K. Let's evaluate if this mid-range option holds its weight.
Okay, while they're busy, we're gonna loot the storage room. There might be something good. Another thermal, perhaps? Let's go.
The storage room is somewhere in between, just because of how quiet the area is during mid-game, and because of the map design, taking over the warehouse area itself is already hard. You are somewhat exposed before entering and after leaving the room, even while looting. So it gets a difficulty rating of 3 out of 5. A 3.5 out of 5 for loot potential because of how many containers are inside. Next map is the one that made me millions. My favorite map, Armory. Late to the bunker, teams probably opened
That
the
was
rooms
close.
already. But the show must go on.
There's one more. I heard someone open the safe. I see him.
Alright, time for the weapon storage keycard. Over 200,000 Koen. Let's see if this room inside the room lives up to the price.
I love.
Now for the equipment room. These keys only about 8,000 Koen. What can we realistically expect from one of the cheapest keys in Armory?
Okay. A safety cord. Take it.
This command room keycard runs a hefty 350k Koen. Let's break down if the loot justifies that price.
No.
I'll give the command room a difficulty rating of 4 out of 5. There will be bots who'll cheat your armor, break your limbs, and ones that might even follow you downstairs. But they're not the real problem. The players are. Looting downstairs first is usually your best move before you get there. If caught at a bad time, you will get that. The loot potential is alright. Sometimes you'll find red or gold items sitting on the floor,
Oh, that
on
was
the
a bot.
table, or even in the cases beside the electronic safe. But other than that, there's nothing to open. So I'll give it a 3.5 out of 5. A danger rating of 4.5 out of 5 for the equipment room. There's a reason why not many players buy the room, let alone open the room. The area is guarded by bots. Once you open it, your only exit is a choke point. So opening it late game is ideal. 1 out of 5 for loot potential because it's a pretty tight room and military supplies mostly spawn here. Have you managed to find a thermal there? Let me know in the comments below.